What's up everybody and welcome to another episode of Upcoming Mods. This is a series where I show you some work in progress mods that are coming soon for Fallout 4. In today's episode we're doing something a little bit different. I'm actually going to be interviewing one of the project leads for the upcoming mod Fallout Cascadia. This is a very large scale mod aiming to add in Seattle with a ton of new content. I'm going to have links to their websites, Twitter, social media, all that down below, so make sure to check it out. But with that, let's just jump right into it.
I'm Planner, project lead of Fallout Cascadia. Live in Sweden, full-time modder basically. Been modding since the days of Morrowind actually, with everything from small mods to all this now. Fallout Cascadia is basically a totally new Fallout experience, being set in the Pacific Northwest, allowing you to explore the massive ruins of Seattle. You're going to be running into the NCR once again, loads of new factions, new protagonists, new main story. It'll be nothing short of a new Fallout title, really, except that you don't have to pay for it. Huge, massive world. Everything you had good in Fallout 4, and everything that was bad will be ripped out and replaced, basically.
So, in your eyes, what are the downsides and upsides of Fallout 4?
In my eyes, the downsides and upsides of Fallout 4, the upsides were the completely overhauled combat system. There were loads of improvements in every single aspect there. The integrated weapon modding system that's extremely modular is fantastic in every single direction. Some of the big downsides of Fallout 4 is sadly the RPG options that they just threw out the window. Mostly the voice protagonist, because I felt the voice acting was horrible for the game. Not in the sense that the voice acting itself was bad, more so that the voice acting only really went with one type of character. If you play the lawfully good Father American Joe kind of guy, it worked pretty well. But personally, I play as a psychotic raider, pretty much. And I need to find my son. It doesn't really always work, depending on what play type you have. And of course, with that came the 4 dialogue option limit, which is horrible in every way possible. And sadly, it is hard-coded, so we can't change that directly, but we're working as much as we can on that system to see what we can do and expand on it. As Far Harbor showed quite a lot that it was doable to do a lot with the system if you just put your mind into it, really.
So, for Fallout Cascadia, do you think there's going to be a heavy combat focus, a heavy story focus? Like, are you going to see yourself doing a lot of shooting and running and gunning, or a lot of talking to different NPCs and having different experiences?
We're focusing on the latter, whereas the story has come first and foremost. Thing is, that's where our focus of development is, because that's the one we need to work as hard as to achieve. Whilst the combat system and all that is great with it, it's already there when we start. So we can just add on the little extra bits to that. It's kind of like what Obsidian had to do with Fallout New Vegas. They only had to write a hugely fantastic story, and then look at the other systems and see what minor tweaks can we add, because that's basically what like the weapon modding system was, or the ammo switching. It's not massively hard tasks themselves, so it's something you can actually focus on later in development and just full on with the story.
Okay. And I know a lot of people for my channel and really that just currently play Fallout 4 in general are Xbox users. So you've said in the past that a full version of the mod is unrealistic to come to Xbox One, right?
Yes, sadly it is, with the limits we're being put on by Bethesda and Microsoft. It's 1 gig per mod in total, which really isn't doable for us, sadly.
That's like a pretty hard restriction, especially for like a mod of this scale. So I know a lot of people do ask, and I think hope, would you consider releasing like parts of your mod, like as in maybe if you created new weapons or armors for...
Yes, we will be.
Okay.
We will be releasing everything we can in that sense, where it makes sense, of course. Maybe not releasing some of the more really specific faction weaponry or such, but like the service rifle we're currently working on and showed off in our little mini April update will be released by Melody himself once that is fully done on our end. We'll ship it out as soon as we can after that.
And I know one other question a lot of people ask is, like, how exactly is it going to go from the Commonwealth to Cascadia? Do you guys know how that's going to occur, or?
It simply won't, really.
Okay.
It'll be a fresh new game. You press new game in the main menu, and it takes you to Cascadia from there. It's both to deal with the lore changes that we have. We're set a few years after Fallout 4, only to be able to, well, not be at the same time of events, but also just move further away. And we also play a lot of the feel of the post-apocalyptic world, instead of Bethesda's always post-apocalyptic world. Once again, a bit what you saw in New Vegas, where everyone wasn't living in metal huts in the woods and dying all the time. But also the fact that you're on the other side of the continent, you'll suddenly have an entirely different backstory, and your character won't be voiced. We try to work within the scope of having it be the same character, and there are some benefits to it. But the biggest downfall that we found was trying to level the entire game, which basically becomes impossible because, like in New Vegas, they had one of the most classical Fallout's leveling zones ever, the Deathclaw Sanctuary. As soon as you left, something of I don't know what people play to like a level 100 nowadays. Basically removes any sense of scaling that we want to do, or say we wanted to, I don't know, illustrate that everything feels really expensive. Not something we can do either, because we don't know how much caps people will come in with, and there's a lot of things that fall out of our control, and a lot of technical difficulties and immersion difficulties and such. So you won't be able to go between the two world spaces, sadly. And we're doing a lot of core gameplay systems change as well. That will probably break old characters as well, we're pretty sure, once they're completed. So, yeah, no traveling between, sadly.
Okay. And would you say, I know you said you don't want to talk about story specifics, but do you think it's going to be more focused on like one big main quest and following that main quest, or maybe a smaller main quest and a lot of side quests?
It's following this grand scale of Fallout 4's, I'd say, but with the branching of New Vegas. And the writers have done a lot of time spending just writing in the different locations of the world as well, to really feel that everything actually takes effect. And we've been trying to work a lot more with proper cities instead of what Fallout 4 had with, oh, you can make a settlement, say, which it was a great system, but it was an easy way for Bethesda to say, but we don't need to make cities, player can make them. Which is a cool concept, but it doesn't allow for any writing on their end with the cities, sadly. Or minimal, at least.
And I know another thing a couple people asked me about is basically, do you think there's going to be a lot of like reusing of certain, like if you see a bunch of NPCs, are they going to be holding a lot of new weapons or weapons from Fallout 4 or a mix?
They're going to be holding a lot of new weapons. You'll probably find a lot of the Fallout 4 weapons around, but you won't notice them in the massive repository of weaponry we have in the works.
And I think that's pretty much it. Those are all the questions I had. So I don't know if you have any final words,
Just want to thank the massive community for the huge amounts of support we've gotten. It's not something we expected, but it's fantastic in keeping us going.
Okay, so I guess thank you for coming on. Thanks for spending the time here. And yeah. So that is pretty much it. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of Fallout Cascadia. This is without a doubt one of the largest mods coming to Fallout 4. I'm again going to have links to all their social media and their website down below. I definitely recommend you guys check it out. They've been posting updates pretty regularly, and it's always just nice to get involved and help out with these types of large projects, especially if you have the skill set to do so. With that being said, if you guys like my content and me doing these interviews, let me know in the comments down below. Who would you want to see me reach out to next? It's definitely something I want to do more of in the future, because the last time I did this, you guys really loved it. But again, with that being said, I thank you guys for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.